Should be live here. Should be live on Bama Standard. Always got to check though.
Okay. Well, tell everybody how you check since they're listening to you. Perhaps.
I literally just go to the page and make sure that we're live. Oh, camera's messing up.
Type yourself a message. That's the AI and cameras over there tripping.
Well, I'm trying to move some stuff out of the way because I was trying to make it look like I'm actually looking at the camera instead of above the camera. But okay. Let me move this out of the way.
That
Well,
your
we're
hand right?
live. We're here. It's just
Oh, we're live. Okay. Well, that's good. I saw the on air button. I always just figure when I see on air, something good going on. What's up with Will? Keith, oh y'all, man, welcome in. We're glad to see you all. It is a marvelous Monday. Man, I was about to say Wednesday, just so used to saying that, but it's Monday and we're here and we're just gonna let people keep rolling in. Mr. Moody, let's see, man. He kind of looked like what's the safety name from Bama?
uh
Harper.
Roman Harper.
Yeah, he kind of looked like Roman Harper there for a minute, man. Hey, it's all good, baby. Glad you're here, man. We got a lot of stuff that we want to do today. Got a little bit of film. I know y'all been waiting on it. Yes, sir. Them Badgers, they about to go down, man. About to go down. It's gonna be a big game for us. So we're gonna cover some bad, I guess we could say, JT, or things that we could improve on from the Florida State game, and then the way they actually fix some things um, at ULM against them because I think there was drastic difference in play. Sure, you can talk about who did what the team looked like, the opponent, all this kind of stuff. I think there's just some glaring differences. So we're gonna dive into that. Want to talk a little bit, see if we can get JT's opinion on a little bit of linebacker play, just a little bit about it, and also talk about a lot of questions about why coaches aren't in the box. So, what is it like to be up in the box? What is the skill set you got to have there versus just seeing or watching it from the field? A few things that we want to do with that. But first, just want to say thank you for being here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Welcome everybody from the Bama Standard. Thank you to all who are on the Teagues Take page as well. We are glad to be united and on the front to be able to talk about Alabama football in general. If there is anything you want from us, hit us up on our social media pages, Teagues Take, everywhere, basically. We run those pages so we get to see your messages and things of that nature. So don't be shy. Let us know what you want to talk about. If there is a specific play or something that you might want to see, drop that at Teagues Take on Twitter, on Instagram, Teagues Take Podcast on Facebook. Okay, so we'll be glad to interact and we'll pick just a few plays. We won't do quite as many as we've done in the past, just for time's sake. But we'll try to hit the highlights of the game for you. So uh, thank you to everybody who makes this happen, and we're gonna go ahead and start Teagues Take right now.
Wrong one. There we go.
Hey man, it's all good. JT got that fancy keyboard over there. We hitting the boards. I'm still a little jealous because I'm looking at this old podcast board here.
It ain't got nothing to do with this no
And
more.
what? Oh, you upgrade. So I get the old or the
No, I
newer.
just we're slowly getting back to uh business as usual. We had to
Okay.
change systems. So
Well, I don't know. He said we, but you know, Kirkpatrick looks like what? I'm sorry, I got stuff in the front of the screen here.
Looks like a chip off the old block.
Oh yeah, man. He laid some wood, that's for sure. But welcome in to everybody. We are here um, on this Monday night. We'll be here Monday nights 8:15 to give you the recaps of the game. It was a little bit different for us this week as far as watching the game live and doing different things because my granddaughter, JT's daughter, Tinsley, had a birthday party on Saturday. She turned 5, so we're wishing her a happy birthday once again. So we weren't necessarily locked into the game because we were watching movies and eating popcorn and fruits um, and pizza during the game. So didn't get to watch all of it live, but we do have the film to be able to show you here. So um, what I'm going to say is for a quick run out, not really anything scripted. If you don't know, we're not scripted type of podcast. We pretty much put things off the dome here. So we try to keep it real with you. And what we've seen is the realness of the Alabama football team. How do you make a transformation from week to week? Both JT and I are coaches at John Paul II High School in Plano, Texas. He's defensive coordinator. I'm the head coach, and we have to deal with adversity. What do people say? How does it look? You know what are people saying in the stands? We understand both sides of it from a coach, but also from a fan standpoint. Main thing is we're always just trying to make the team better. And I think you should always remember that that's what Coach DeBoer's job is to make the team better, right? And it might not be with the process that we want him to have or take, but you better be rest assured that he's sitting there in the meeting and you got an AD breathing down your back and you got fans and social media and all this kind of stuff. It's not like you're taking things lightly like that. So, um, glad to see that we bounced back and doing some things, but we want to dive into this a little bit. So, I want to go ahead and bring back my man, the analytical one, the one pushing all the buttons. I know he makes us look good right here. His name, I call him JT. Y'all call him Coach Teague, James, all of that. Man, how's your day been after this morning's early practice at John
Um,
Paul?
Hectic. I mean, I stayed at the school and got some stuff done for football, and then did some actual work. And then by the time I got home, it was about time to go to Tinsley's soccer practice. So we've been ripping and running today.
Little herd ball.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you to James for being ride or die with Teagues Take and supporting the foundation and things of that nature. We do appreciate that very much. Um, it's pretty cool to watch her play some soccer and try to figure out, uh, I guess, which goal to kick the ball in.
Yeah.
I heard you were kind of bullying my daughter a little bit when you're trying to, or my granddaughter, when you're trying to teach her, that the ball is going to be taken away sometimes. So you were having your Pele moment and you figured you just go keep taking the ball from my little grandbaby. So I'm a little sideways with you on that because you ain't wanted to cry or whatever for someone taking the ball. So is there some truth to that? I mean,
Okay.
tell
Well,
it to the world.
I wasn't bullying her. I did take the ball from her, but I didn't bully her.
I don't know. I heard you straight fist pumping it and everything.
I didn't
Yeah,
do all that.
that you doing all that, and
No, that didn't happen.
it's a good thing you can do a little tough love. But come on, man. She's she was 4 at the time,
That didn't
and you
happen.
just
It wasn't like I broke uh, a basketball goal dunking on his son.
well, it equates to the same thing. Sound like breaking my baby heart, whatever. Try to show her tough lessons.
It wasn't even like that, and she didn't even cry.
I got a whole different story, but whatever. Neither here nor there. Alabama didn't cry after this Florida State game. JT, So you want to jump into this right quick? Just go ahead and get into it. What do you got up first? You got the Florida State film. There were some
Yeah,
things,
we
man. I
got.
think everybody would fall off the cliff, right? Because it just didn't look that good uh, in a lot of areas. So, did we overreact, or are we overreacting now that we played a lesser team and look really good?
I'm not totally sure. I mean, there were some good things from Florida State, the Florida State game, but there was also some bad things. I was kind of thinking about, we got a little tip that talking about run fits and whatnot, and some of these I just think I couldn't particularly figure out exactly what their fits were supposed to be. I think I could tell what the linebackers indicators were sometimes. I don't think they were necessarily looking at. I don't know that they were reading the guard. They looked like they were kind of reading that H back sometimes, and I think that got them in trouble. Um, but there are other things that I saw that I don't understand um, from the players. Uh, so hopefully long term that gets corrected. But there was a lot of hesitation going on that
Well, I was about to say they were indecisive. They weren't making the
very.
plays. They weren't really going. Even the board said that, and you have to figure out where it is. I feel like they got a, and we'll show it to you guys when you're looking at one set of film to the other, just to the intensity and the amount of the way they were running to the football in the second game is just different. It didn't matter who you playing; it just was different. They didn't seem as physical to me in the Florida State game for whatever reason. It just kind of
Yeah, there
got slapped
was
in the face.
there was a few times where it's just like it looked like they were afraid to be like wrong in their fit and what they were supposed to do. And as we've always said, at least if you're gonna do it wrong 100%.
Mhm.
Don't don't do it halfway and be wrong like that. That's the worst is going half speed and not in the right spot. Um, at least go full speed. Make a decision and commit. And I think there were a lot of. I picked two. Actually, I picked four plays. Two of them I thought there was some indecision or bad decision, and the other ones were kind of just absolutely poor technique.
Yes, it's amazing how technique changes so different. So we'll hit on that a little bit. Um, Remember that we are very proud to be able to show you this type of film. It takes a lot of effort and commitment from others to help us grab this all 22 or the coaches tape. You can. It's one reason you really want to be locked in to Teagues take because we are able to bring you stuff like this. So let's get into this film because it always takes us a minute to get through even a few plays because we start putting on our coach's hat. All right. So obviously that's Bama in the white, 3-man fronts. Oh, this is one of my plays, or this is one of the ones that we picked both since I see the highlight.
I think this is one that you picked that I skipped. I had originally had a list of six, and then I cut two plays out to get it to four for time's sake, and then you end up picking those two plays, so
So
I
you
put them
cut
back.
my plays out. You see
No,
what
I
I'm
put them
saying? This is
back.
the type of stuff.
I
See, I
put
see
them
how you
back.
bully. This how you bully Jada. I mean,
Yeah,
Tinsley.
see,
Ain't
you don't even know who it is. There you go.
it? Whatever. All right. Little bit of DB play, right? JT talked about technical issues. I remember this, right? So the circle on the bottom, turn way too late. We can see this. This is a third down play, I believe. Or
Yeah, it's third down. It's actually the third defensive snap, as
yeah.
noted by clip number 3 up there.
And in the corner at the top, he wasn't ready. Sitting flat footed. He's got deep third, at least, and he just grabbed. So I don't know. Let's talk about the one at the bottom first so that we can stay focused here. So he's off inside play, man. Got some post help, I believe. And one of the things that we're always trying to teach, JT teaches the safeties on our team, and I'm working with the corners, but we're all teaching the same thing when it comes man to man. being able to pedal and to break. So you let this go. As you can see, the guy's pushing him up. Oh, he's already too late and no cutoff.
Yeah, I
Kind
mean,
of
he
take
didn't
the
even get his hands on him. I mean, he lets him. I mean, he's essentially getting his toes stepped on here. Turns late,
yes.
doesn't slow him down at all. Uh, I mean, we're actually lucky this actually ends up turning into an incompletion, especially since we've got a safety that's bailing this way.
Yeah. I guess I don't know if the quarterback eyes took him over there or if he just saw the corner getting beat. Uh, you
Yeah,
know.
my
So anyway, let's stay on the slot down there. He ended up falling behind him, and the guy. I mean, you would think it was. I mean, it looks like cover one, but our corner wasn't ready. So maybe he. I don't know.
well, I was trying to draw, but
So what they're doing.
that's okay. You can see my little blue arrow here, I get, or blue dot. So
We can. Okay, so man, he just. I mean, he's toast. That's not even close. And there's no rush. So someone talked about that, the 3-man front. Got a spy kind of on the quarterback, but I mean, when you just stand back there in the pocket like that, you're gonna get.
yeah, I mean, thank God this ball was overthrown because this is a touchdown.
Yeah. Yep. So
Right,
we're.
underthrown is what I meant to say if I said overthrown.
Yep. So that's one technical piece, and then at the corner at the top, he wasn't ready. He grabbed him. I don't know why they didn't call holding. I mean, he basically just wrapped the guy's waist up and slowed him down. So there could have been any type of cause. Definitely pass interference in the league. Um, so technical issues that we didn't necessarily see in the second game, which I think we have some clips of that where it's a little bit better on how they play man to man. So there you go. Not so good. Potential big plays, but we were giving up a lot of plays in the Florida State game. Up front, right here,
Oh,
the guys. Oh, you can go. Is there back in? Yep, you can see. I mean, we're on the ground. One guy, just footage. We're up too far on the left with 22. Running past the ball. It just, I don't know, wasn't a whole lot good about that play at all, other than knocking the ball out. Okay.
all right, so I picked this one here. This was one to be seen from the back end. So typically with linebackers, I'm usually telling them that they need to be reading their guards. So the guard on your side, primary key. The back on your side is a secondary key. Uh, both backs are on the same side. So really, just a general rule of thumb. I'm not saying this is Alabama's rule, but um, he should be 10 should be looking at his near guard and the nearest back to him. So that's creating that triangle vision here. So he should be seeing the guard to the running back and the quarterback, and that together should give him his key. And Lawson here, 0, should be looking at his guard to the near back, which is this one, to the quarterback. So his triangle is here. Um, Clearly, they were telling him or telling them to key something else. I'm not sure what it is, because if they were actually looking at the guards, uh, we would know like right now which way we need to be going. I think Lawson's actually on a blitz here. I think he's supposed to be. I think this is kind of like our. Um, this is into the boundary, so this is kind of our Brady blitz here, where we've got a backer going through B gap. He's going to vacate to C. We're going to get an A here, and then he's responsible for B, and we're just trying to go hit it right now. Um, where I actually think the problem is, my opinion, again, just an opinion, is that 10 should be looking at his guard, and when his guard pulls, he should be scraping to the right. So he's late here. Like everything is telling him to go to the right. Maybe he's supposed to be looking at quarterback. I don't know. Maybe that's what they had kind of in store to try to stop Castellanos, but everything in this picture is telling him to go right. And then the easy thing, at least the way we teach it, is once you get a pull, if he pull, the saying is read your guard. If he pulls, follow. If he doesn't, fill. So he pulls. And now 10 should be looking to run through the first window past the center. So if we just freeze it right here, the first window past the center is right here. That's where he's got to get to. And
First steps are really important. Well, yeah.
He's going, but then
Just
when
a
you
little
see he
faster.
gets here, and then he like for some reason stops, puts his feet in the ground, and the ball is still.
There's no cutback.
Right. I mean, there's no reason there's no cutback at all, and he's not even responsible for cutback. That's what you got a safety back there for anyway. But he stops, and if he just runs through this gap right here, that's a made tackle. But because he stops, he gets stuck in the traffic. Bray Hubbard is getting beat up.
I'm glad you said that because we got some other clips. We were just talking about physical play. It was interesting how they played him in the second game because they put him in the box a lot, giving away the story. But we just weren't very physical. This game you got 18 getting blasted, being a little late. Well, already showing you corners being bad technique. I mean, I don't know. We weren't ready, and I don't know why. I don't know what that is. Pre-game speech wasn't good enough. Whatever, right? But anyway, you're right about the linebacker stuff. So the key there is how fast can you react once you get your keys? Guy pulls. What are you doing? And how fast are we moving and how are you using the technique can do it. So whatever reason, he didn't accelerate right there to go ahead and try to get it. Should have just went and tried to get it, but he stopped, slowed down.
Oh.
All right.
All right. So next clip, who are we looking at here? Looking at linebacker again.
Yep.
This is another one. Just boom. Watch out.
Man, that's just not. I don't know. I don't know the last time I really saw this kind of stuff out of linebackers. This is the type of stuff you don't want really to show up when you try to get to the National Football League. All right, I know everybody's got physical plays and other teams are good too, but
Yeah, and I actually had this on here for a different reason. I was actually looking at the safety back here, like how long it takes him to trigger on the run.
There,
like the ball is gone now.
Come on.
And he's waiting. He's waiting. He's waiting. Like he makes contact 8 yards down the field.
Yep. And that did
good
show
wrap
up
and
to
roll,
be
but
different.
like
it's a great tackle. But still, that's what you're talking about. Urgency, sense of urgency. That. So just it just seemed like we were playing soft.
I think this is another one here of let me see. Yeah. Okay. So corner down here.
Roasted.
Just not using his hands at all. His
technique was bad. So
yeah, literally what you can't do is just open the gate. You get a stutter step, you don't get your hands on him, and then he's already broken the cushion. You didn't get a good motor, and bye.
Yeah. So you JP2 corners when we talk about not allowing this to happen, just opening the gate. I mean, his right foot's at the bottom of the numbers. When he opens up and starts running, so we talk about in a V, right? if you want to get very technical with this, that you're basically open at a 45 and force him to get off the spot. He allowed the receiver just to run essentially up the field, and you need to be able to put your hand on him to slow him down. So, I was watching this, I just felt like, man, are we that slow? When you're watching it in real time, just like, are they that fast? But then you watch something like this and you just see, hey, it's kind of technical stuff because he's basically running stride for stride with them. But
Yeah.
he
So
didn't
I
use
mean,
his hands any.
if you're confused about kind of like what should it look like, look up here. That's what you want. Hands on, working with the sideline, sit in his hip pocket. Not free releases. I mean, at this point, if you're not going to get his hands on him, I mean, he's just running routes on air right now.
7-on-7.
Yeah.
7-on-7. So I think the guys have enough pride that they wanted to come back and do a little bit better. I think they probably did what some of us do. A lot of times you show the good clips, but probably show the bad ones too. All right.
Okay. So here's another one
Well,
that this is the one that kind of confused me a little bit in the sense that like I don't know what their key is. I have no idea. And if
this is a tricky play though, JT.
it is, but I'm saying,
Because
but
both
I'm
the guards
thinking like
went
your
left.
key either needs to be 13, this H back, or it's got to be the guards. What it can't be is one of these three guys, especially if you know it's a Malzahn offense. Like all of this stuff back here is going to be nonsense anyway. So the problem I have is you've got counter going one way. You're showing counter one way. You're showing outside zone the other way. But they're waiting on the running back.
He's like,
right, and they do a good job of faking here, so they actually don't know where the ball is, and that's kind of where the problem is like if you're trying to do ball fits here, and you're just trying to wait for the ball, like you were gonna be late either way. So like you either got to read the guard and just say, hey, we are gonna play counter, and this jet sweep is gonna have to be handled by the secondary, which is what I prefer. Or you can't, regardless, you can't stand here. You can't stand here, and then if you are, again, I think this is Jefferson, number 10. Like you got to commit. You got to pick. You got to know where your help is because you got to either be out here and let your backside
him make the play.
Yes, turn it back inside, and your help's right here. But you can't stop, try to go inside, and then because now you've lost leverage. He's beat you to the corner.
Yep. Speaking of corner, look at him. I don't know. That's one that we should be too excited about. Good tackle, but
All right, and the last one here, I think you might have. No, I guess I started this one. Okay, yeah. So this is the other fit that I was like, I just don't like what we're doing here because the key ends up being 13. So, and I think they might have showed this on the broadcast. This, if he's looking at 13, 13 goes across and it looks like ISO. So
he jumps way over there.
Yes, he gets on the other side of the ball. So I don't like that either.
Well, I don't like that both our two eyes end up right behind each other either. They're like really one person.
Yes.
I don't. Maybe you want to show them that the two interior defensive linemen. What's down the distance? So I'm in one.
No. Second and 10.
Yeah. So that's important too when you try to study the film. You're trying to figure out, like, okay, are we worried about a sneak here or what? I don't understand why both of our linemen went Okay, maybe it's a bust.
Yeah. So I mean, 41 jumps all the way across the ball, and then he just vacates. So this is where I'm saying, like, if we're reading guards, at least the way that we're teaching our guys, right here, is we should be we should be shooting these gaps right now.
He
Like, look
needs
how
to
big
run
this
through.
window is.
He needs to run through. He needs to
Yes,
basically
just
destroy this
r-
lead back.
right, just run through it. You might even beat the lead back to the ball carrier, and he should be going right here. And then you say, okay, well, what happens if he gets hit by this lead back right here? Well, this is why you can't see him in this picture, but this is why he's flat footed. He's not even backpedaling
Mhm.
because that's what he's here for. He literally doesn't move because he should be triggered and come downhill, but not across the field like this. We should be getting this guy filling this gap. He's filling this right now. And then here's your alley player to come help on the lead. But because we jump all the way across the formation,
Cut back. Good vision. Jump cut. Uh, uh, uh.
and I don't like how long Bray is waiting for this either.
Yeah, drastically improved. And we kind of got drugged. So we're saying all this because you need to realize how much different it was. I mean, they didn't get him down, you know, initially. So I don't know. You don't want to see this stuff on film like this because it does make you mad a little bit when you're in the team meeting room. So lack of physical play, lack of technique is kind of been the theme of the Florida State game thus far. All right, you got another one from
Now
Florida
this
State?
is ULM.
All right, ULM. I just want you to see the difference in really intensity, right? So we talked about how the corners played the game before. It's bottom corner. Now let's look at it with his technique, the bottom one down here, right on top of the Teagues Tech logo. Remember we said he opened the gate. Now look, that's different. The hands on him. It's just kind of weird to me, JT. I mean, 1 week. Can you really? What happens in the mindset of a player to say, "I really can do this"? What is it? Just mindset? Was it just I didn't really care? I'm just going to go out here and freelance. I mean, what do you really think happens as a coach? It's only been 7 days, so your technique didn't change that much over 7 days, did it?
Uh, I mean, yeah, so Coach 30 is saying that it's not the same corner down at the bottom for this game, but it is the same corner up at the top. 5 is up top doing what he's supposed to do this time.
Look at that.
Closing space, sitting.
Technical stuff. I like the way that they're running to the ball. They're reading. Is a little bit of eyes going on here. I mean, you see them guys breaking. They're looking right at the quarterback. I wish he could have had a little bit more to the left, but that's a great play. Um, what was the down distance on this?
This was
Third and
third and long, I think.
something.
Third and 9.
Yeah, third and 9. Okay, so you get a little spacing, and you're not really worried about the quarterback uh, running on you. So not bad, not bad at all, and it's good. And I like what you're saying. 230,
Ephraim, I
coach,
don't know
coach 30.
which play we're talking about here. Um, I don't know which play you're referring to. Um, the previous play we were discussing how we should defend that.
Okay. Subs, holding people accountable is what I'm talking about too. That you got to say, how you got to get off the field. Can't always be worried about uh, how much someone's making and things of that nature. You got to put the best guys on the field. All right, technical things. I like what they did up front with this when you're talking about staying in your gap. So we're always talking about gap control. Looking at that 3 technique down here. Um, Fighting off this double team and actually staying in the gap. You got the linebacker who's also has to get across. JT was talking about a little bit earlier. Both of them, honestly, right? But that's Bray,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're talking about him being. I don't know who hit him last time, but now he's talking on a guard. Probably at least has 100 pounds on him, right? I mean, that's yeah. He falls down, but still, that's a big boy that you're shocking and locking against down in the box. That's it's pretty
Well,
good.
so I do want to say when we're talking about having 3 down linemen, the idea is that really you want 2 of them to command a double team, right? You're really just trying to find how to get a one-on-one with somebody. Because in this case, I mean, it looks like you have 2 defensive linemen, but you've they're just out here, right? This is a it's a weird front.
Threes.
What's the down and distance here? It's 3rd and long again, right? You can start doing a little bit. You can get a little crazy on 3rd downs. Um,
Well, and he surfs really good. We talk about surf technique,
mm-hmm.
right? That you talk about all the time. Maybe you want to talk about that real quick. You know what that looks like, not just running up the field or turning your body, staying square and surfing.
Yeah, I mean this is what we're talking about here. 10 square, surfing down the line. So you're ready for quarterback pull here. Oh, I smell popcorn.
Mm. Love what he did up front, spanking that double team. You know, and now you got some DBs that are being aggressive, all over the place. Even the ones in the back, I like that they're making people miss and not staying blocked. So it just you can see the intensity level being different. A few times I've seen him smacking people in the head, which I kind of liked. It's kind of cool. All right, Bridgeton, maybe. Woo! That get off, brother. All of them. We were just talking about. There's another one in the gap, standing in this gap, not getting reached. How many times did we talk about this last year that they would
Yeah,
get
just
reached?
getting reached.
You know, um, look at the linebackers again taking the steps and getting into the gaps. There's no pullers, but they aren't chasing that jet sweep going across. We're talking about what are you doing with your eyes?
Yeah, the keys are completely different this time, right? I mean, you're we're actually looking at the guards. We're seeing flow to the right, and oh yeah, there's your arrow because you're pointing at Bray. That's actually like playing football now.
Yes, he coming into the mix. I mean, that's it's good. There's a lot of hats around the football. You know, it's just
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
really
you're just
good.
maintaining your gaps here. I mean, that's really all you're trying to do is the D line's job is, and this is the hardest thing to actually get D linemen to understand, is that their job really secondarily is to make the tackle. Their primary job is to occupy linemen to not let them get to the linebackers.
Yep,
Right? You
yep.
you are your job is to demand being blocked. And I don't know how many times I said it last year, right? The mantra being um, 1 man can't block me, 2 men can't move me. Like that should be the mindset of the defensive lineman. And you want to demand the double teams and keep your linebackers free. Make the reads easy. It's just a bonus if you can actually just beat somebody like this and get in the backfield.
It's good. It's really good. It's really good. And they stay consistent. There are 50 clips like this game. We can show you the whole game and not show you a whole lot of mistakes, because we were just flying around. We're a whole lot more physical um, with this. How many more we got?
No, that's actually it.
Okay, yeah. Because, like I said, we could have made every clip available for this, particularly on the defense. So let's talk about this, JT. So now you're a defensive coordinator. I don't know if you've ever actually. Well, I guess you have. You been up in the box at all at any point in time in
Not
your
as a
career?
coordinator, but
Can't
I've been in the
remember.
box. Uh, I mean, the first 6 years I was in the box, I guess.
Okay, so talk to us about the differences in how you see the game from being in the box to being on the ground. You know, um, what are some advantages? Let's start with the advantages of being up top.
Well, the advantage of being up top is that you can see the things, right? This is your view from being up top,
Hmm.
right? Your view is very different when you're on the sideline. You typically don't see very much unless you do what I do, which is walk all the way down here behind and try to pick up what you can from way behind the defense or way behind the offense because that's your best angle. If you're standing here where the sticks are, you can't tell much. Um, Maybe some route concepts if you're trained and you're looking at it, but
Well,
being up top, you can see a whole lot more.
okay. So the next question one might ask is now with iPads, Sky Coach, do you really need to go up here because you basically can get this angle from the sideline that you're just looking at this pad? Um, is there a reason to
Yeah, I
go up?
mean, there's still a reason because even with Sky Coach, not a sponsor, could be. Um, you kind of have to wait until after your series is over to figure it out instead of like in real time.
That's
I mean, at least if you're the one calling the plays, like I can't be staring at the iPad and trying to make a call at the same time. I gotta wait until we get off the field and then go back and look at it. And yeah, you can make the correction, but you might have been on the field for 17 plays, and what you need to correct was on play 5, and you don't know until 12 plays later.
if you don't know, and if you don't have any people up there telling you, hey, that guy's in a three, or he's not down far enough, or he's too deep, or whatever it is, you need someone to give you instant feedback. Is what I'm saying, or what he's saying. And one of the things that I want to give this uh equivalency, maybe I guess. So it's like hockey. This is the first time that I really enjoyed hockey, and maybe that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach as well. Right? Didn't know much about hockey, but I understand where people were supposed to be going. Right? So when we went to hockey games, JT up in Green Bay, small little arena or whatnot, you know how your mom is. She wants to be right up on the action. We want
Mm-hmm.
to be down on the ice and we want to hear people hitting the board and all this, like being the coach on the sideline, right? Everything's right there. You're hitting people in the head and all the excitement. You're in the game, but you really can't see how plays are developing, from a grand scheme of thing, right? So I went to another game, um, the Badgers watched a college hockey game, and we were sitting up kind of high, and that was the first time that I could actually see. I didn't know what they were doing, but I could see the formation starting to come together. They
Mm-hmm.
were getting the spacing on it. I'm like, oh my God, this is like amazing. Watching the puck move around. Like, okay, I see what's going on here. And so it gave me a different perspective of the game just because I was up higher. Now you still got to have the right kind of eyes and vision to be able to see that, because some people can sit upstairs and they're just locked in on one position or something. But from a coaching perspective, if you can see how things are developing, then you start catching tendencies and things. So that's why I think it's important for to have someone upstairs.
Yeah, I'm still kind of shocked that they elected not to have anybody up there. That seems wild to me.
Yeah. Well, you can't ask questions immediately. Like, well, who, what, and particularly if you got multiple people up there. Hey, you're watching the DBs, you're watching linemen, or whatever. Typically there's a lot of people in the box. Yeah, some of them are charting, but they're looking for something. They're looking for subs.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
even just like
wondering.
personnel, like, hey, tell me when so and so's coming in the game. When they bringing their tight end? Are they in 10 personnel? Are they in 12? Like, did they just run to? Do we need to sub and get a bigger package on? How it's so much harder to do that when you're standing on the sideline.
Yes, extremely hard. And
Well, and you got other distractions too, especially for position coach, which is like you're also talking to the players about, I mean, God knows what. What'd you miss on the last play? Who's tired? Somebody got a cramp. You're trying to make your subs. And so Big Toe says there's two defensive analysts in the box, if he recalls correctly, which I think at this level is not enough. I mean, I have two defensive analysts in the box in high school.
right. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're just that good, buddy. Maybe they're that good. They got their binoculars. They can see who's subbing. They're telling you everything. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
because
That's still
you
just
even
limits.
want a spotter, right? Just like, hey, just tell me what yard line and what hashes are on.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, maybe they're doing it from sideline. Maybe that person's down there and they're just walking the ball. It's 3rd and 3, left hash, and you look at your sheet. I don't know. I want to be upstairs anyway. Now I have not had that luxury. I've been the head coach in high school my whole time, so I know how important it is. But I hadn't been able to sit down during the game. Maybe I need to just do trendsetter and do something different. Just go upstairs one
You'd
game
be
and be
bored
like,
out of your mind.
that's gotta need to do something. Just eat some of them snacks just upstairs. Turn my mic off for a minute.
Yeah, but you'll be mad when you up there telling us to punt and Hug down there saying, "What? It ain't working. I guess we're
yeah,
going."
yeah. Pull your ear thing down. That is the worst thing, man. Why do y'all wear these headsets? Fight for them. I gotta have a headset. Then when people talking to you, you pull it off like this, and you're not listening to anything anybody's saying. So then,
This is because half of us don't have good radio etiquette. They just be talking, just nagging you in the ear while you're trying to do something. So I believe Crimson asked if you approve of this defense.
uh, I think the verdict is still out on that. Again, I'm a little hesitant to say that because I know how it was last year. We weren't necessarily very happy. You come out the first game, you do this and that. It's still Louisiana Monroe to me. Okay, so you didn't give them any points, and you broke a record from since 1973, I guess, with the biggest shutout ever. I just feel like Bama's supposed to do that. You know what I mean? That we're still more athletic and more talented than them. So to answer your question, I I needed to see it against not even Wisconsin, maybe on LSU. I need to see a dominant something against a very, very good football team. Um, so what I liked about the defense is the way that they play. the attitude in the Swamp. You can see it on film. They knew they were better. I got that, but it was just attitude that shows up, arriving with a nasty attitude. DBs were smashing into people, you know, in a very violent way that we haven't seen before. The linebackers are moving more fluid. That's why it just seems so different to me. I feel like someone had to jump their shit. Sorry. They had to have. Maybe it wasn't vocal, but to make that kind of switch, or maybe it was just a team meeting. I don't know. And that someone could have been.
Well, I want to get on my soapbox a little bit because I think people are going to hear what they want to hear from you on this, in the sense that I think there are people that are hearing you say
I don't
the
like it.
3-3 bad is the 3-3-5 is a bad defense and nobody should run it.
No. Did I say
Which,
that?
no, that's not what you're saying. But I think that's what the question was leading to, was like why the chat has been going back and forth talking about 3 down versus 4 down, um, which I think you really have to understand spacing, right? Of like what odd versus even spacing is, and talking really more to the chat of there's only two types of defense. Whether you're either in an odd defense or you're in an over, right? So either you're trying to plug B gaps or you got a bubble somewhere, and it doesn't really matter how many defensive linemen you have. Um, the style, I think, is maybe what you can question. Um, Not necessarily just the X's and O's. Right. I agree with Ephraim here. The scheme isn't the problem. The problem is when you got linebackers that are supposed to be running through gaps and they're not. The problem
You're
is
typically looking for smaller, faster guys, and we're bigger. We could be faster. Maybe that was a bad analogy, but you're 3-3-5. You're looking to create a little
you
bit
want
more
to create
havoc.
fronts, right?
Yes.
You start in a 3 down, and you are usually bringing a fourth guy to get back into a 4 down post snap, or slant to an odd, slant to uh you can
Under
slant to a
the
tight front, you can slant to an over, you can slant to an okie, whatever. Um, there's
your
you know
linemen have to be built for that, or agile. That's the right word to say. I don't want to make it sound like we're just big and slow. That's not it. We've always had guys that could do what you were talking about. They're gonna whoop a single team person if you
yeah,
don't double team.
you're gonna beat them 1-on-1 is
Yes,
essentially what it comes down to. You got to win those 1-on-1 battles.
without having to run around them or trying to dip and rip all the time. So that's roster management at that point. Is what is this gonna begin to look like with this type of defense? Because you got to get the people that fit into the scheme um, as well. We have very talented guys. And so maybe they just figure, hey, we got very talented guys and we want to be able to do this. They're big and they're fast. And so maybe it's even bigger or better, for them if they get them to understand that, hey, we just want to, like you said, just go. Dude, the guard left, go chase. Quit waiting. You don't have to take on another lineman. Um, so I don't know
I'm trying to look up something real quick.
who all plays 3-3-5.
Well, I know one team that played a 3-3-5 that played it pretty effectively, which was Florida State. Like, they based out of a 3-3-5. They didn't seem to have very many problems.
Well, yeah, I guess no one's really talking about that. How they kind of
Right. I mean, and
Runner,
the 3-4 is not an uncommon. I mean, Alabama was a 3-4 for the longest time. It's actually just recently that they've actually been a 4-down team. It looked like a 4-down, but they were in a 3-4 and they just walked a linebacker down.
Correct. Get you a natural overhang. But it's not the you can. I mean, you look at any level. 3-4s work. 3-3 stacks work. 3-3-5. 3-2-6. Whatever. Just depends.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? Jim Knowles. He was running a 2-4-5 for a while.
Yeah,
I mean that's where Penny came from, and Aranda was running. I mean, he called it peso, but it was the same thing. It was 2-4-5, and they would just kind of move guys around and create different spacings and things like that.
you gotta get creative. He got to find his groove and his bunch. It really just comes down to how you're studying the film and what are you trying to get accomplished. Can you put the game plan together to run the defense that you have? Because you look like a genius if you're running 2 down and no one can run the ball on you. You're like, good Lord, you know. I mean, it's not anything different than what we talked about. What would our defense be called with? I guess we could have potentially. Well, maybe we are running a 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, with the guys that we have on our defensive line, they're all linebackers.
Yeah,
like maybe. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe BB is actually a defensive end, but the other 3 are.
Yeah,
we got 5
linebackers on. We're running a 1-5-5, and it has worked. It's going to keep working, right? So I don't know. I'm not going to write that on a piece of paper and ask you, well, what kind of defense are you running?
I mean, that's the kind of personnel we got out there, though.
Yeah, we're running a 1-5. So anyhow, there it is, man. I think we're back in action. We're glad to be able to have the film. Sorry we missed the first week not getting the Florida State film up. It probably wouldn't have been any good because we all overreact and talk, about the badness of it and losing the game and how slow we came out. Then you get one like this, but now you go to that Wisconsin game,
which we have scout film for.
We do. I have not watched it yet. Maybe we'll find some time to check it out and maybe give some opinions on what that needs to look like. What do we need to do to beat them, and what can we expect from it? So be on the lookout for something later on this week, whether it's on social media, like I said, at Teagues Take, at Teague Football, on my personal stuff, or perhaps if we find some time, we'll drop another video for you. We hope you like the show, though. JT said he ready to go because he got some popcorn cooking in there and he's trying to figure out what's going on. So, yeah, well,
and you're making me get up at 4:15 tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. I got my water unlabeled, no sponsorship. So we appreciate you guys very much. We're gonna see you live next Monday, 8:15 p.m. Be here. He's JT. I'm GT. We'll catch you later. Peace.